What's up, my bearded bros? Maine-iac here with Week 7 NFL Power Rankings for my channel, at least. We've been doing this for a few weeks now, so there's still some movement. We'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. At number 32, we have the Browns. They're terrible. They're the worst. Cut it right there. 49ers, they made a change to Bethard, a third-round draft pick from this year, so I believe they continue to struggle as he gets used to the offense. Maybe they win a game or two in the next coming weeks, but it should take maybe a month or so. Giants move up one spot to number 30 with their win over the Broncos. I think it was more of a bad game for the Broncos than it was a good game for the Giants. Losing their top three receivers still concerns me. I don't think their offense can keep it up, but they do move up one spot to 30. At number 29, we have the Colts dropping 3 spots. They played miserably over the Titans. Their offensive line is very, very worrisome. Frank Gore looks like he's over the hill. The Colts defense is no better. They played a porous Titans offense that couldn't do it what it usually does because of injuries. Hampered DeMarco Murray and Marcus Mariota, but Derrick Henry. Even when there was a slight sliver of a chance the Colts could come back in that one, they just let Henry run for a 70-yard touchdown. It was awful. At number 28, dropping 3 spots, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their defense, as I've been saying for the last few weeks, banged up. They've been looking so tired. Their offense is just out of sorts. I believe their offense does get back on track, but their defense needs to show me something before I rank them anywhere even in the top 25. The Bears, I moved them up 1 at number 27 with their decent win over the Ravens. I think it's more of a fact that the Ravens are struggling this year than the Bears are good, but it was nice to see Trubisky get his first win, and I like how Jordan Howard has been a bell cow for the Bears even after his rookie season. Chargers move up 3 to 26 after their second win in a row. Granted, they go into a tough game against the Broncos this week, so chances are they stay right around there. But if they beat the Broncos, chances are they jump up a lot. They got a good team with Melvin Gordon, Williams, and Rivers, especially with Hunter Henry, a very underrated tight end in my opinion. Their defense is pretty good, still missing some key injuries that have, I believe, affected their season. But Ingram and Bosa is still a threat. I like them. Chargers, I've dropped them down 6 spots to number 25. I know it's kind of a lot, but their offense and running game has looked completely terrible over the last 3-4 weeks. I've given them a pass thinking, oh, it's just a one struggle or a little bit of struggle, but it's been consistently awful. And their defense has been okay, but not as good as you would think of a championship caliber team. And trust me, I know how that is. So I dropped the Raiders down to 25. If they show me some more consistency, they'll probably move back up, but until then, it's hard to tell. Ravens dropped 7 spots to 24. I originally had them a little higher, but then as I got thinking about it, their offense is completely terrible. I think Flacco is done. Flacco is on his last leg. He should be out of the league at the beginning of next year. I don't care how much it costs the Ravens. They should cut him, draft a rookie quarterback, and just roll with him because you stand no chance of even making the playoffs with him at your quarterback right now. Their defense has been improving still. I think it's more of a chemistry issue on defense. Granted, the Ravens, I think, over the last 5 years have had the most players on IR in NFL history over a 5-year span. Not sure if that's correct, but I feel like it is. Number 23, we have the Cardinals. Move up 4 spots with the acquisition of Adrian Peterson and him rushing for 100,000 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's impressive to see their run game get back together. Larry Fitzgerald had a good day. They have a tough schedule remaining, so it's hard to move them up too far, but moving up to about 500, if Adrian Peterson can keep it up, the Cardinals are in good position. The Jets at number 22 stay even. I didn't want to penalize them too much for that loss to the Patriots. They did hold a 14-0 lead. Their offense played well. Not a controversial call in my opinion, a very disliked call that is by the letter of the law. He did have possession. He did lose possession in the process of the catch, just like Des Bryant did. And by the time he regained it, he didn't put any foot in bounds. He didn't put any body part in bounds. The only thing in bounds was him when he hit the pylon. The rest of him was out of bounds. So to me, that counts as out of bounds. The touchback ruling, though, iffy on my opinion. So I put them 22nd because I believe they performed well, solid, and they're a team on the rise. Titans at number 21, even hampered by injuries. Marcus Mariota played well. So did Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray. And their defense played solid. Not enough to jump them up too much. Dolphins up number 3 at number 20. They upset the Falcons in a game that they were down 17-0. Jay Cutler is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Jay Ajayi, though, one of the best running backs in the league. I gotta give him credit for that. So they're in at number 20. Redskins at number 19 moved up. Cousins is still improving with his bare bones receiving core. Their running back situation still confuses me a little bit because Thompson's good in the pass game, but they don't really have that guy in the run game right now. That's the guy. And their defense is on and off. Bengals, number 18. I decided to keep them at 18. They had a bye week, and I want to wait until I see what they do against the Steelers to see if they go up or down too much. Number 17. Yeah, number 17, we had the biggest drop of the week. We have the Packers. For obvious reasons, the Aaron Rodgers injury, I believe, honestly to me, takes the Packers out of playoff contention if their run game can't step up. If their offensive line plays as bad as they have been, they've been getting injured, the performance has been terrible, then the Packers are doomed. Especially if Rodgers is out for the season. If he can come back week 12 or 11 and the Packers are like 500, they might have a chance of making the playoffs. We'll see. Saints at number 16. They move up. Their defense played great. 3 defensive touchdowns. They beat the Lions. Another good team. I moved them up to 16. Drew Brees playing well. Willie Snead still coming back from an injury/suspension. Ingram's proven to be a bell cow again, which it irritated me when they signed Adrian Peterson in the offseason because they had Ingram and he was already such a bell cow. It made no sense to me whatsoever. Cowboys move up 1 in their bye week. They have an easier matchup against the 49ers to get back on track. Ezekiel Elliott's suspension got a temporary restraining order on it, so he's able to play. So that does factor into it a little bit. Jaguars moved down 1 at number 14. They lost a close one to the Rams. Their defense played astounding, though. Their offense, not so much, even though Bortles didn't have as bad of a game as he usually does. Vikings move up 2 to number 13. They had a good win against the Packers. Granted, Rodgers went down. Their offense played well enough to win, which is nice. But their offense is going to need to step it up more because there will be a couple games when their defense can't play so well. So we'll see when that happens. Rams move up 2. That impressive opening kickoff return for a touchdown from Pharaoh Cooper was amazing. Goff is playing better. Gurley dominated that run game, and I believe he's going to be the main focus of the offense even though Sammy Watkins is a little bit frustrated. Maybe they get him more involved, but it's going to be a Todd Gurley show for the rest of the year, I believe. Bills move down number 1. More so a fact of bye week than anything. Yep. Texans move up number 2. Their defense is playing well, even without J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless. But reason why they're in top 10, Deshaun Watson's playing crazy. 4 straight games, 30 points, insane. Falcons move down number 3. As I stated before, they blew a 17-point lead to the Dolphins. They blew a lead the prior week. That's 2 weeks in a row. And they're coming up against the Patriots, so we'll see if that happens again. Number 8, we have the Lions moving down 1. Didn't want to move them down too much. They lost a close game to the Saints. Their defense played decent. Their offense played terrible football, honestly, at the beginning with all the turnovers. But they improved. They're a good team. And honestly, I think they might be the favorites in their division at this point. At number 7, we have the Broncos, who moved down 4 spots. Their defense still stout. Their offense does struggle, but we already knew that already. They lost a game to the Giants. I'm chalking this one more up to a bad game than a trend necessarily. I think it was a matchup problem, just like the Steelers and the Chiefs. But we will see going forward. I have the Panthers at number 6. They dropped one spot. They had a tough game against the Eagles. Both had one loss, but the Eagles proved to be just too much. Cam Newton threw just a few too many interceptions in that game. But that's what you have to do when you're behind and you have to throw the ball. So that right there is a little worrisome. At number 5, we have the Seahawks moving up 4 spots. And this is a little strange. This is more of a product of the Panthers, Broncos, Falcons. Well, yeah, the Panthers, Broncos, Falcons losing games I feel like they needed to win. And the Seahawks moved just up into number 5, even though they didn't play. First time for everything to have a 4 gain off a bye week. Steelers move up 7 spots after dropping 3 after a win against the undefeated Chiefs, where they held the Chiefs to like 10 yards in the first 2.5 quarters. That is just crazy, and they still almost lost the game, which almost gave me a heart attack, but that's null and void right now. At number 3, we have the Patriots gaining 5 spots. A tough one against the Jets, but still 4-2, sole hold on the division. There's honestly not that many 4-2 teams, so it's really hard to pick around the top, because I believe there's like 15 teams that are either 4-2 or 3-2 or 2-3, so all of them are really close to each other. Really close. At number 2, this is where the shakeup goes. Number 2 and 1, we have a switcheroo this week. I have the Chiefs dropping to number 2 and the Eagles jumping up to number 1. The Eagles proved to be a dominant team against a really good Panthers offense and defense. The Eagles, Fletcher Cox is highly underrated. LeGarrette Blount is not as over the hill as most people thought. They have a nice, good, young receiving core with Aguilar and Jeffrey. I do like what Wendell Smallwood brings to the board. Carson Wentz, I would say, definitely a top 10 quarterback in the league, definitely. As with the Chiefs, they got held to like 10 yards in the first 2.5 quarters. I don't care if it's just matchup problems or anything like that. That's a concern. That is a serious. I cannot put you at number 1 because that is a freaking concern. As soon as people start seeing that, they're gonna start game planning for that. And they play on a short week Thursday night. It's gonna be interesting to see. I do believe Andy Reid can correct it, so I do give him that. But after such a poor performance against the Steelers, I can't logistically give them number 1, especially when Eric Fisher continues to be so undisciplined when it comes to flags and allowing James Harrison to sack the quarterback in pressure situations. He's about as unclutch as an offensive lineman as you can get. Anyway, guys, that is the power rankings for week 7. I feel like a little bit of the picks and stuff are not so much controversial as they are arguable. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, where you think people should rank, why they should rank there. If you want, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, get the series a little bit more exposure, so we can have a little bit better discussion in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one next week. Peace.